Tyye Thru, Guru. We in the building. Make sure you guys are following and subscribe to all of the great channels that we are here for and on. We have the.scene. That is the Instagram. We got scene_the. That is Twitter. On top of Twitter, we got Twitch, the_scene. And then, of course, YouTube, capital THE, capital SCEN, all capital letters is the scene. And that is the YouTube channel, and capital SCEN on Facebook, which is the scene. Of course, we got the dish, which is on Twitter, Instagram, and the Facebook group. We are all around. We all around. Take green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around. We're in the building. Fellas, how we doing?
Yo, good. Excited to get this list out. I want to see what Ty comes up with as far as these top players that he's seen growing up. I know he's gonna throw some names out there that you guys are gonna be like, huh? Who? What? So I wanna hear who we got. What's up, Ty?
First of all, I'm here. I'm back. I took a whole week off just to stunt on you today, Jorge. So get ready, talking about who and what. Man, get that out of here, okay? We going all the way deep center field with my list. It's going to shut yours down, which is probably going to be about maybe 99.9% Mets. Get them.
Oh.
Let's do this. It's the dish, baby.
Well, with that being said, hey man, True Man False World reporting live from the scene. Here today on the dish. We are back. So I want y'all to know, Ty, here's what we're not gonna do. I will not. Today is gonna be the day that I will not interfere with you guys' great lists. I am going to play on the side and be the devil's advocate and probably ask some questions. So today we have the umpire. So you got one time and you out of here. Guru, that goes for you too. Now,
I'm about to say, what about him?
Yeah, see,
all eyes on me.
Hey, do not do it. All right, let's start at the top. Let's have some fun. Let's start at first base. First base, who are some guys you guys grew up watching?
Go ahead, Ty. You go first. I wanna see who you come up with.
So first base, I went back and forth between two names, but I just made my decision right now. I'm gonna be safe. I'm going with the machine, Albert Pujols. Gotta love him. Definitely one of the best hitters of all time. Just can't be touched. He may not have won like a Gold Glove or anything of that nature, but he was solid at his position. And longevity, who else could do it but him, as far as what he did? Look at the numbers. First ballot Hall of Fame. I wouldn't be surprised if he went unanimous. So he's my unanimous first baseman.
Okay. So Ty is Bobby Valentino today. He's why you got to be anonymous. Okay, go ahead, Jorge. Who you got?
Man, as much as I hate it, I'm agreeing with Ty, man. I'm agreeing.
Oh,
there ain't nothing I can say as far as putting
anybody else.
There's honorable mentions, of course. I mean, we got David Ortiz, but is David Ortiz really a first baseman? He's more of a DH. We got the big hurt Frank Thomas. Frank Thomas was one of the best big men to play baseball and just hit constantly and hit for average. I just think that the machine, that they gave him that nickname for a reason. If you look at his numbers, I'm gonna go a little deeper than what Ty did. In 2001, he won Rookie of the Year. He had 6 NL Silver Sluggers, so meaning they give that to the best hitters in the league. He's a 3-time MVP. He's 2 Gold Gloves, which a lot of people don't know he has Gold Gloves. He's actually, he was good at first base too with the Cardinals. He had 9 AL All-Star appearances, and he also won AL All-Star in 2015, an MVP. His batting average, he's .001 under 300. He scored 1,843 runs, and he has over 2,000 RBIs, meaning he's knocked in over 2,100 runs in his career. He's had an amazing career, man. And as of me growing up and me seeing first basemen, he's it. He's the best I've seen, and the best pure hitting first baseman I've seen in my lifetime. You know, I'm not saying all time, my lifetime.
Okay. So since y'all agree, both of y'all got a technical. Both of y'all are on the fence of being kicked out since y'all agreed. Just so you know. And Albert Pujols is acceptable. I will not argue against Albert Pujols today because number one, there's no point to. Number two, again, Big Papi was not really a first baseman. He was a DH. So just because you play first base, that doesn't make you automatically, you know. Yep. So second base.
Is that on me, or are we gonna switch it up?
No, it's on Jorge. He ain't getting off the hook this time. Come on, bro. Come on, get it together, bro.
All right. As far as what I've seen, my lifetime, I'm going Roberto Alomar. Roberto Alomar just did it all, man. He was, and I'll give you some numbers: 300 batting average in his career, 2,724 hits, 213 home runs for a second baseman. That's pretty damn good. And then RBI is 1,134. He knocked in that many runs. Not only that, man, but listen to this. He has 10 AL Gold Gloves, 10 of them, a decade worth of Gold Gloves. He an 11-time All-Star and 4 AL Silver Sluggers. And then he entered the Hall of Fame in 2011. I can't argue that resume. That resume speaks for itself. His defense, he could hit. He was an all-around good player. I gotta put him in second base.
Tyye Thru. It's Tyye Thru.
All right. So second baseman. This was a interesting one for me. Now it's a good choice, of course, by Jorge. I'm not gonna, knock him for that. But I want a guy who was a true utility guy. He was one of the best hitters. He was one of the best at stealing bases. Shout out to the Dominicana, Alfonso Soriano. Watching him play, as I really, fell in love with the game, late 90s, early 2000s, he was that dude. And all throughout the 2000s, for different teams, different positions, you look at somebody who could get you a Silver Slugger, which he has 4, and still bases for you. 30-30 season, 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases. Yeah, he's that guy. He may not have a Gold Glove, but he was solid at his position. Not too many errors. So I'm going to take the guy who's going to, give me some power, who's going to run all over the place, get me some runs, drive in runs, and, of course, do what he does at his position. So Alfonso Soriano, salute to you.
And Ty, you struck out. It's Roberto Alomar. Clearly. Clearly it's Roberto. Did you just hear what he just said? Clearly. You said the ultimate utility player. This dude was the ultimate second baseman. There's a difference. We're talking about being a key cog in many lineups that he has been a part of.
He could, but Roberto Alomar can't play the outfield. I mean, not saying he needed to.
If you had Kenny Lofton on your team at one point, did you need to play outfield? If you had certain players on your team, couldn't you just stick to playing what you needed to play?
This is my list. I don't have to choose what Jorge has to choose. So, is this not my list?
Hey, no, it's not your list. It's the Dish's list. The Dish owns you. You, Tito, you belong to the Dish.
Woo!
Now, aha.
Show me the contract. What?
Hey.
Show me the
Hey,
Carfax.
that's how the Dennis King. He said Soriano was a horrible defender.
Yeah, he was, and that's
He
why.
wasn't horrible.
Yeah, he
wasn't
was, and that's why
horrible.
they threw him in left field when he went from the Yankees to the Cubs.
Tyye.
Yeah, that's
Tyye.
why he went to left field.
Tyye.
He wasn't horrible. He's still an all-star, and he's come on. Your stolen bases, drive-in runs, like as far as on your team, he was a leader. Actually, 40-40 club, actually, if I'm correct. As far as hitting, 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases, he's on that list.
Category 5, at least Category 5 said second base Brandon Phillips because I'm biased as Tyye Thru. But he admitted his bias while exposing yours. Thank you, Mr. Category 5. That's how you come through and give a typhoon and give him a tycoon shout. Now,
towards the end of his career, you had the errors, and that's when he moved, to left field. We know what happened. Okay, around the Cubs, Yankees era. But come on, man. Come on.
Tyye.
So
you out of there. Third baseman. I'm throwing a curveball. Third base. Then we go to shortstop. Tyye, it's on you.
Third baseman. Now this one
is the most subjective one. This is one of the most subjective ones.
Yeah, because there's so many names. So I'm gonna be biased here. I'm gonna be biased. And I'll admit it. Adrian Beltre was my guy for third baseman as far as, and I had to say it. Now I wanted to throw out Miggy, but I know Miggy more as far as for his outfield prowess. But I like Adrian Beltre at third base, and that's just me.
That's
Jorge, please give this dude a third baseman, please.
That's a solid call. I mean, that was good. I mean, I like, there's a couple of names I like that there. Scott Rowland that I grew up watching and all that. But as much as I hate this dude, as much as I hate him, I hate his team. I hate Trav's team. It's a Brave. It's Chipper Jones, man.
Chipper the skipper? Okay.
Chipper Jones, man. Listen to this number, which is crazy stupid. He hit over 300 almost every year of his career. And in 2008, his batting average was a 364. 364, which won him a batting title. And he hit 21 home runs in 14 straight years. And his career batting average is 303 with 2,726 hits, 468 home runs, and 1,623 RBI. That's stupid.
Okay, can I say something though? No disrespect to Chipper, because Chipper was on my list. I have nothing but love for Chipper Jones, despite what Trav may think about, me not calling them out right now. But how many Gold Gloves does Adrian Beltre have? Huh?
That's true.
How many? 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6, just going off the top of my head, but you're right.
If you're in the hot corner and you need to launch a ball from third to first, it has to be on point and strong, especially if you're catching somebody who's a speedy guy.
So is Chipper bad or something? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm not saying Chipper was bad. I'm just saying, if I didn't do it with second base, where I feel like, I could take, the better bat and maybe the speed, I'll take Adrian Beltre, who gives me a bat, speed, and the glove at third base. Win-win.
And don't forget, here's a good stat also. Another good stat by Storms. Chipper's the only player to hit 200 from home runs from each side of the plate.
Give me Chipper Jones, Tyye.
I said what
You're
I
out
said.
of there.
I said what I said.
Jorge, shortstop.
This was, for me, man, another team I don't like. The other team that resides in New York, other than, there's 2 teams, but other than the Mets, Derek Jeter, man. Derek Jeter.
Tyye, do you have somebody other than Derek Jeter? Don't even say anything. Do you have somebody other than Derek Jeter?
I wanted to, but no. At the end of the day, I wanted to, but there's no way you could justify it.
Who was you gonna put? Nomar Garcia Parra?
No.
No.
Omar
I would
Vizquel?
not. I thought about it.
And then you thought against it. Okay, I got you. Good, because there was no other acceptable name. It was shortstop.
I was honestly thinking about A-Rod, but then I was like, how
He
can you go
switched
against
too
Derek
much.
Jeter?
Yeah, you wanted to say Jose Reyes at one point.
No.
Hold up, but let's give some shout outs to. There's some great shortstops. Let's give a shout out to Jimmy Rollins. Let's give a shout out to Hanley Ramirez at one point. Tulo. There's some good shortstops.
Yeah, Barry
Overall.
Larkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some great shortstops. Amazing shortstops.
Dennis said Beltre is a good pick, and then he said El Capitan.
Yeah, he did.
Man, Dennis, where are you at? I enjoyed you on the show last week. You did your thing. When can we, you come through with the Tyye Thru? Like we'll shut it down. We'll shut it down. I'm feeling a lot of hate.
Oh man,
this German umpire who's obviously biased towards the guru.
Yo,
right field.
Go ahead, Ty.
All right, so this was so hard because there's a list of outfielders, but sue me, I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Tory Hunter, come on down. I said it. Tory Hunter is my right field guy.
Why though? I want to explain why.
All right, so why
this
Tory
man
Hunter
says sue me. I'm about to eject you.
Ejectocito, cuz.
Ejectocito, cuz.
What you got against Tory Hunter? Because
nothing. I don't have anything against him. I just thought it was funny that you said sue me. Like I'm just like, wow,
so,
really?
So Tory Hunter, in addition to being a 2-time Silver Slugger, you have 9 consecutive Gold Gloves back to back. Like, who does that? That's crazy. The cannon that Tory Hunter had, the amazing catches, the highlight catches that I'm like, I want to do that, but I know I can't do that, but I want to do that. That's Tory Hunter. And then he could still launch the ball probably 450 plus, get you some home runs. His batting average isn't what I would want to be, like, in the 300s. Not too many seasons where he was 300. I don't think maybe 1 or 2 if you think about it. But still, 9 consecutive Gold Gloves, and then you still throw in the two Silver Sluggers, so you had the bat to go with it. Sign me up. Show some love, Tory Hunter. Twins. I said it.
Tory Hunter was a beast. He was a beast for the Angels, for the Twins. He was a beast. I'm not gonna lie, but
tell him about himself.
There's 2 outfielders that you're completely forgetting about in right field.
I know he always forgetting. Remind him.
I'm not forgetting. I think I know you're gonna say one you're gonna say for sure, but I'll let you have your moment.
Suzuki, come on, man.
I know it.
You cannot do it, bro. He came over here from overseas at 27. He ended his career at 45 and got over 3,000 hits, bro.
I knew you were gonna say it. I knew it.
That man. And then and he's not even the best. The best.
Tell him.
Tony Gwynn. Not even close. Tony Gwynn. He played 20 years for the same team, the Padres. You know how bad the Padres were those years? And he stuck around, loyal. He was loyal. So let me give you this. Let me give you some numbers. 15-time All-Star. 15. 7-time Silver Slugger. 8 times he won the batting title. 8 times, bro, out of 20 years. And not only that, his career batting average is 338. You know how many times he struck out in his entire career? 434 strikeouts. You know what that means? His average in a year strikeouts is 21.7. Dude, that's stupid. Like, how do you even do that?
Can I say something about Ichiro real quick that used to annoy me watching him? How he hits, like he did like that, like it's like he cheated. It's like as he was hitting, he was running to first base. Come on.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
You know what I'm talking about. You know I'm telling the truth.
Get out of here. Mute him. I'm about to mute him.
By the time the ball hits the bat, he was already like halfway to first base.
It wasn't fair trying to throw him out at first, man. It was not fair at all. If it
It
was
don't matter. If you didn't throw him out at first, that's your fault. You better turn them hips quicker. You better field that ball better.
He just got out of the box too quick, man. Ain't no way nobody's throwing him out.
I mean, he weighed 115 pounds.
Soaking wet with change in his pocket.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, what did you want from him? I mean, then the way he contorted his body when he swung the bat, the way he contorted his body, put it.
Joe, he was halfway to first base before he completed his swing. Come on. It's like a bunt swing, man. He was bunting.
Man.
But I'll give this. Like, love Ichiro. And I will say this about Ichiro that most people don't know. He actually had power. He could hit home runs if he wanted to. He just didn't have to.
He didn't have to, and he didn't want to. He liked putting the bat on the ball and just dumping it over the shortstop's or third baseman's head. That's what he'd like to do. Great hitter.
Yeah, Dennis. 1 year, he said 1 year did he strike out like 15 times. It was about every year, Dennis. It was about every year.
Yeah.
With that being said, I mean, I don't need to really go any further. I mean, we already know who lost this round.
Yeah.
Damn, man, you just can't win, man, unless you tie.
I just didn't want to say. I didn't want to say the same thing that Corey was going to say. I wanted to be different, okay. And then, like I said, sue me. I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Tory Hunter, one of the best, and he could do. And just like Ichiro, he could do center. He could do right. So I thought right field. Why not?
Okay, center fielder. Go ahead, Guru. Go ahead.
You already know who this is, and if this is not yours, Ty, I'm.
Oh yeah, we already consensus. We already consensus. Like I would never
protecting myself off of the show if you don't pick this man.
I'll never do another Dish episode if we don't pick the same person right now.
This is Griffey. This has to be Griffey. If Griffey never got hurt, Griffey would have been the all-time home run champ. And it's Griffey, and that's who's going to be the prettiest swing in all of baseball. You know, and there's nothing else to say.
I just want you to know, I had to drink to that.
First of all, let's not forget, like this one of the greatest seasons home run wise that we end up, erasing out because of steroids. The home run race between McGwire and Sammy Sosa. Actually, Griffey was expected to be the one to break the record that season, and he was on pace until like right around the summer where he kind of like fizzled out and Sosa got hot. But he was right there with him. He hit a ton of home runs that season. So let's not forget that he was the main one that was going to either break the record or at least contend. So Griffey, no roids. I said it. Was the man on all facets of the game. Could McGwire do what Griffey does? No, because different position. Could Sosa do what Griffey does? No. So let's give some respect to the kid. You all have multiple pairs of Griffies in different colorways. And if you still could buy Griffies today, you would do it. I would do it. There's some dope colorways coming out this year. Just saying.
Yep.
Storm says he thinks 56 that year was still the AL record.
Yeah, I think he's right. I think he's correct on that.
I believe so.
It's too much.
But not only that, man. Not only was it his swing. Don't forget, Griffey has 10 gold gloves. 10 gold gloves. So not only was he the man in the box at the dish, pun intended, but he was also the man out there patrolling center field. You know, if you hit it in the gaps, the person tracking it down was Griffey, and it wasn't going to hit the floor. It was going to hit his glove, the inside of his glove. That's what he did. We've all seen multiple highlights to where he scales the wall, to where he makes an amazing catch. That's Griffey. Griffey just an all-time great player, man.
Yeah, people forget center fielders. You have so much range in the outfield that you have to cover. You're the guy. So not only do you have to, react fast to, the ball coming off the bat, you have a lot of field, a lot of grass to cover real quick and in a hurry.
Yeah. Yeah, and get a good jump on the ball, because if you don't get a good jump on the ball, you're done.
So let's make sure we understand this. We got pitcher, we have center fielder, we have shortstop, and we have third base. Those are 4 essential positions to baseball. Period. Those are the positions that those are the positions that save runs. Those are positions that ultimately, if you have an elite player in those positions, you're going to be able to play not only great defense, but you're going to be able to stop teams from scoring. And that bodes well for what? October baseball.
Yep.
So for all the people out there building an organization, if you have good defense at those positions, center field, shortstop, third base, and good pitching, you're going to be in a good spot, because that's why utility guys normally play what? Second base, right field, left field. It's the reason why David Ortiz can play first base. It's not a hot spot on the field. You just need him to make a routine play occasionally and be able to stretch out and catch the ball. Just wanted to throw that in there. Left fielders.
Go ahead, Ty.
This one should be unanimous too, but you may be surprised. I mean, because as much as if I don't say this name, Jerm would probably shoot me on live on the scene. He probably would literally shoot me if I didn't say this name. Barry Bonds is going to be my choice.
Big Nine and Little Nine.
He would shoot me in the kneecaps first with that. So if I didn't say Barry Bonds, I would not be here next week.
Out of here.
So y'all know the resume as far as his bat goes. But let's not act like before, or when, if you were young like me, when he was, his Pirates days, and even when he got to the Giants, he was, that dude with his glove. He was that dude running around the bases. He's a 5-tool player as well. So let's not act like, Barry Bonds was just, a threat in the box. He was a threat all over the diamond. So I will give him his credit. I've never seen anyone come up to bat and literally pitchers just be like, oh shit. And you can see the, excuse my French, oh shit face. And
constipated.
Like butt cheeks tight. So seriously.
Look, man.
Seriously, but yeah, out of fear.
Yeah,
out of fear. Although I have to give a shout out to somebody I would love to see, who deserves as much as he made us laugh and he made me cry when he was a Dodger. Manny Ramirez, come on down, get some love in left field.
Manny being Manny.
Yeah, if you're going to pee behind the green monster, go ahead and do it, which he did multiple times. But he still was a dude. So shout out to Manny.
Yo, how about that? Since you said Manny, the biggest smile came on my face. I think when he was in Boston and he was playing left field, the center fielder went to get the ball at the Green Monster or something. Then Manny cut it off and like tumbled and threw the ball like 10 feet in front of him, which is hilarious. The most funniest play I've ever seen. If you guys haven't seen that highlight, definitely go check it out. It'll make you laugh. But yeah, Manny was a great hitter. I'm going to give you guys a couple of numbers, a couple of names. Manny, 312 career batting average, 555 home runs, 12-time All-Star. He won the World Series, of course, with Boston in 2004. But yeah, that's a good, that's a good name, because obviously we're going to pick Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds is just one of the best hitter probably I've ever seen, next to Tony Gwynn, who we just named, and also Albert Pujols. But pure hitter, all over hitter is definitely Barry Bonds. But let's give another shout out there, Ty. How about Ricky Henderson, man? Ricky Henderson, don't forget, also played left field. 10-time All-Star. He won 3 AL Silver Slug Awards. And he also was the 1990 AL MVP, and he got into Hall of Fame in 2009. He's the all-time leader in stolen bases. We all know that, 1,406, man, and he deserves some love. And he also has the all-time leader in runs, 2,295 all time. So he got on base. He more than likely got in. You know, he scored a run. But Barry, just another level, like you said. And we talked about this in past shows. You know, he doesn't get the love and the respect because of the era he played in, but that doesn't really matter. It's part of baseball, that era, and he dominated that era. You know, he was the man. Even when he came up with bases loaded, people were walking him. They respect him that much. They knew that they messed up one pitch anywhere in the strike zone, he was going to hit a grand slam, and that he was going to put his team up. So they weren't even going to give him that opportunity. He won 12 Silver Slugger awards, man. He's a 7-time MVP, 14 All-Star games, 8 Gold Gloves, and that goes to what Ty was saying. Not only is he a bat, he can field, he'll throw you out at home. He had that speed to recover and track the ball down in the outfield, and he's another one. In his career, he only struck out 1,539 times in 22 years. So that averages to 69.95 strikeouts a year. There was years where he was striking out like, I think, 40 times, 45 times, maybe. That's crazy. To have the hand-eye coordination to do that and be the leader in home runs all time, you just don't see that. That's amazing.
And let's just make sure we understand this. A lot more of his strikeouts came later in his career. So if we're talking about a percentage, I'll say easily, possibly about 15, 20%.
Yeah. And now that you guys mentioned strikeouts, I'm going to have to give another shout out because the outfielders deserve a lot of love. There's so much talent. I wouldn't be me if I didn't give a shout out to Gary Sheffield. I mentioned him when we talked about the Hall of Fame. That man, who I have seen play live, I've seen him hit walk-off home runs live in Dodger Stadium, thankfully. People forget he didn't strike out a lot either. He was almost a career 300 guy. He's the 500 club. There hasn't been a season where Gary Sheffield struck out more than 100 times. I think the highest is probably like in the 70s. I'll look it up. But let's not forget how great he was. Part of that, Marlins World Series team that somehow was just, good. And was a champion in 97 when the Braves should have won it. Shout out to Trav. But I hope Gary gets in to the Hall. He deserves it. So I had to give a shout out and love to Gary Sheffield.
Hey, and we got another good stat here by category. He's saying Barry is the leader in walks and career leader in walks with 2,558. Guess who's number 2? Ricky Henderson. Yeah, 2,190. So 1 and 2 that we mentioned, leader in walks, which they were for opposite reasons. Barry, could beat you at any time, any moment, any pitch. Ricky Henderson was just patient, and they knew that if they walked him, so they were extra careful with him and still walked him. If they walked him, he was going to get the second by stealing the base, which usually happened.
All right, and so the next position we got catcher.
I'm going to go here, and I'm going to be hella biased, just because I'm a Mets fan. I'm going to go Mike Piazza. I couldn't, and I didn't want to pick nobody else. He's the best hitting catcher I've seen. Has the most home runs for a catcher, 227. He's a 12-time All-Star, 10-time Silver Slugger, and entered the Hall of Fame in 2016. He averaged about 47 strikeouts a year. So I don't know. He's my pick. And he played 16 years in, a position where your knees get messed up after like 5. So, you know, I think he's one of the best I've seen.
Mr. Tyye Thru?
Yes, Mike Piazza, offensively the best catcher of all time. That's undisputed. I will give him that. Loved him as a Dodger as well. Bias aside, which is something my guy Guru couldn't do because he's 100% Mets all the time.
Oh, he's been waiting to do this all day.
Yes, I have.
Yes. It's Pudge. Ivan Rodriguez is the best catcher of all time. It is Pudge. He had the glove, he had the arm. You couldn't steal a base on Pudge, and he could still do it with the bat. So you want to know a little bit about Pudge? Well, let's talk about some of his greatness. 14-time All-Star. You got a AL MVP, as well as he was an MVP in the National League Championship Series. 13 Gold Gloves, 7 Silver Slugger Awards. In 2 teams, Ring of Honors and Hall of Fames. He's a Texas Ranger Hall of Fame, numbers retired, as well as he's in the Ring of Honor for the Washington Nationals. But when you say catcher, best catcher, the first name that comes to everybody's mind overall, Ivan Pudge Rodriguez. Shout out to Puerto Rico.
Don't forget also, he would steal your base too. He definitely, my Piazza's not doing that. I'll give you that.
So, Mr. Guru, you're out of here. About time you won a category. Jeez,
I'll take whatever I can get.
It looks like you only win the bad positions like catcher.
Oh,
wow!
Designated hitter. Designated hitter. It's your turn to go first. Who do you have, sir?
Ooh, so designated hitter. First comes to mind is Big Papi. That's my guy, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Give me a Big Papi as the DH.
Go ahead.
I'm not disagreeing one bit. He's the best designated hitter of all time, and because he mainly played DH, that's what he did. He batted .286. Scored 1,768 RBIs, 10 All-Star appearances, and 7 Silver Slugger awards, and he won the World Series 3 times with Boston. So I'm not arguing there. I mean, another good name, like we talked about probably for first base is Frank Thomas. He DH'd a lot for the White Sox and other teams as well. But I would say Big Papi for sure. There's nobody other like him.
Yeah.
All right,
one thing people forget about Big Papi, I gotta throw this in there because people think Big Papi, they think of home runs, power, and just his big lovable personality. But dude was awesome at getting doubles and extra base hits, like amazing. And he was walked a lot, and was just clutch. Like when he was on the Red Sox, he was one of the most dangerous hitters ever. And like it was just amazing to see him. He could work the count, but how clutch he was as far as getting those extra base hits and driving in timely runs. It's like you could count on him. He was so consistent. If you look at some of his numbers, it's probably what he pulled with the Red Sox. Like the sheer amount of doubles he had, I'm pretty sure he led the league in extra base hits. So let's not forget that Big Papi was, of course, a monster with the long ball, but he just could hit.
Yeah, and to your credit, man, I looked it up real quick. 632 doubles in his career in 20 years. That's a lot of doubles. That's a hell of a lot of doubles. And being that he hit righty, he would take advantage of that short porch in right field, and in Boston. So that that also gave him an advantage there. I'm sorry, he hit lefty. I'm sorry, not righty, meaning he hit from the opposite side. So he took advantage of that short porch. Excuse me, he took advantage of that short porch and right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have. For first base, we have unanimous. It's Albert Pujols. For second base, we got Jorge with the winner of this particular category, which is Roberto Alomar over Alfonso Soriano. Then we got third base. We got Chipper the Skipper versus Beltre. And Chipper the Skipper is better than Beltre every day, including this day. Shortstop, we are unanimous. It's El Capitan, Derek Jeter. Right fielder, we got Tony Gwynn, who is the winner over Tory Hunter. Center fielder, unanimous, Ken Griffey. I mean, if they didn't pick Ken Griffey, they both were going to be relieved from duty. If they both didn't pick Barry Bonds, they were going to be relieved from duty. We were going to kick him off. Kick him out the condo like Pam. So then we got the catcher, Jorge. This was your most disappointing pick of the day because you picked Mike not Piazza, Mike Pizza. And then
And when I was younger, that's how I pronounce his name.
And then Ty, you won this round. Very proud of you for winning something. You won it with Pudge. Thank you. And then DH again is unanimous. I look, let me tell you something. First thing, there's not very many guys that we can name. I'm gonna go to shortstop. You can have an honorable mention like Omar Vizquel. Nomar has some years that he was sensational. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, it wasn't very much fielding at the time when Nomar was playing, considering that they had Pedro, and Pedro was on some trash.
Yeah.
Pedro was on trash for, well, can we say about a 5 to 7 year stretch where he was just like, can anybody beat this dude? He was probably the best pitcher in baseball for about 5 to 7 year stretch.
Yep.
As far as like some of these other positions, like, you know, like first base, like everybody is picking Pujols basically because you can't really dispute Pujols because at first base, who in history has been able to generate the power from first base like that? This was the only guy. A lot of those other guys were DH hitters that just played first when they had to.
Or as far as me watching them, I mean, there's no comparison. You're not picking anybody in my lifetime that's better than Pujols. You know, we're talking about mid '80s to now. That's what I'm talking about. You're just not doing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. So because some people may try to throw in other guys that they like, which is, it can be preference as well. But Pujols is the undisputed. Go ahead if you have something for their Guru.
Yeah, I mean, Pujols is my lifetime, but I mean, of course, if you're picking all time, you're gonna pick between Pujols and Lou Gehrig, you know, like all time. But Lou Gehrig was 20s, 30s. You know, I didn't watch him play. You know, I can't say I'm picking him because I've seen him and I know that against Pujols he was just an animal. But you know, baseball is a numbers game. And you know, if you're comparing what Lou Gehrig did to what Pujols did, you know, Lou Gehrig obviously is a better choice, just because straight numbers. But me seeing Pujols live is just amazing. You know, he's just a hitter. He's a hitting machine. That's why they call him a machine, and you can't go wrong with him.
And category 5 asks for an honorable mention of Ozzie Smith.
Woo. Ozzie, man. That glove, that flip that he would do, how athletic is he to do that flip when he was heading out to the field in the beginning of the games? Amazing, man. Some of the Oz, man, the plays he would make with his glove, still on scoreboards, you know, on highlight reels. Amazing. One of the best to ever do it.
The Wizard. Gotta give love to the Wizard.
So let's have some fun. Best hitting lineup you've ever seen.
Ooh. It's funny. The first one that came out to mind was the Killer Bees, actually, to me. Just right off the bat, just freestyling. But I have to think about that one. But the Killer Bees get a mention for me. Like that was a lineup of death. So that's up there. But Guru, take that one because I'm missing somebody and it'll come to me. But that one comes.
I know who you're missing. But go ahead.
For me, as far as when I seen them, there was just no easy out. Probably the Yankees of the 90s. Like you had Posada, you had Jeter, you had O'Neal, you had Tino Martinez. You can throw, I think, who was this? Chuck Knobloch.
Chuck Knobloch, Bernie Williams.
Williams. You had who is their left fielder? I don't remember their left fielder because Paul O'Neill was there, right? I don't remember the left fielder, but the left fielder and third baseman were also some hitters. I want to say one was Boris, his name, or Borat. I don't remember. But
Wade Boggs.
Wade Boggs was also on. Yeah, was it one some of those teams? Like there was just they were the Yankees for a reason, and they won so many championships those years for a reason. You know, what did they three-peated twice in the 90s because of them. And it was those lineups were just incredible. Those stretches were just amazing.
Best pitching staff you've ever seen.
Why we had to talk about this? Trav, I love you, but I hate you. Trav, I love you, but I hate you. I'm saying Braves.
Yeah, that's unanimous. It has to be Maddox, Glavine, and
they should have had one more World Series. Why they didn't do it, Trav? You know why.
Maddox, Glavine, and
Marlins. Marlins. How? Trav, go live with me. I want you to go live with me. And we have to discuss 97. Please.
What you talking about?
He doesn't so Vic Jr. said Vic Jr. said the 1998 Yankees.
Yeah. It's had to be.
Boggs and Brosis. I think that's what it says.
Brosis. That's his name. Hey, and category. I didn't say Borat. I said Boris. It sounded like Borat, but I didn't say Borat. Obviously.
Hey, and Todd, just so you know, Trav said the 1990 Braves. He said, "Say it, Ty. Say it. Say it.
No.
Say it."
I said it.
No. Say 1990 Braves.
But hey, yeah, that pitching staff was just amazing, man. Maddox is just one of the best to ever do it. You know, just his location. We all know he didn't throw hard. You know, he just located the ball. He was pitching. He wasn't throwing. That's exactly what you want to do. And then Glavine, you know, learning off of him and just ridiculous moving on his balls. And the Smoltz, how hard he would throw, and just, you know, he was, whenever he was on the bump, he was, man, telling you top three, you're probably winning the series, you know, 2-1. You know, you're just gonna take that. That's how good they were. Oh boy. Oh man.
As we get ready to wrap up, we're gonna allow him to have his time.
No, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
No, you're supposed to say it. It's no big deal, man. It's no big deal, man. We were the best. Best pitching staff in the 90s, man. Jorge said the name. So we already know what it is. But I didn't catch. Who did y'all was saying like the best pitcher? Who did y'all say the best pitcher was?
We didn't do pictures. We're gonna do pictures in another show.
Oh, okay.
Because we're actually gonna do a top 5 pitchers. So if you and Vic Jr. want to come back next week, we got Dennis. We can have a full cast next week on Wednesday. Because I'm letting y'all know now, I'm arguing all next week. I'm arguing.
Number 31 is off in there as your top 3. I'm satisfied.
So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm arguing. So if y'all ain't got the right pitchers on y'all list,
and we got to do 5.
I mean, what I want to know is, when are you not arguing?
He's gonna do it. But I know number 31. I know number 31 from Atlanta. I know he's either 1 or 2.
1 second, Trav. 1 second, and because you're right, you're out of here.
Thank you. Gotta go.
Hey, let me just tell y'all something. As a kid, I grew up with my godfather, and that's where I developed my love for baseball. So with my godfather, what we used to do is we used to sit there and we used to watch baseball all day, whatever we could find. The most funny thing is when we used to see the strike, used to be like strike zone. That we used to have Tourette's with strike zone.
Hey man, the real animators are some of the most funniest people to ever watch in a baseball.
Oh man, when you get punched out, Trav, that's the craziest thing ever.
Like they pulling a lawnmower string or something, man.
Hey man,
oh my god,
them folks going from park to drive.
Yeah,
that's crazy, and we're just letting y'all in on what we talk about behind the scenes. This is a little bit of what we do, behind the scenes, on the scene. This is what we do when we hang out and we talk sports and we just kick it. You know what I mean? This is exactly what we talk about.
That's what we do. Yeah.
So, fellas, I had to
choking those couple in there. Virtually speaking, of course. We're socially distanced.
Hey man, what? But I had to throw those the hitting lineup in there and the greatest pitching staff in there, because those are some things there that it's hard to argue against teams that won. The best teams normally win in baseball, and it's not because you got the best players. It's because a lineup that transitions into 3 to 5 runs consistently. Number one, getting 3 to 5 runs. Like, fellas, we can all talk about this. That is not easy.
No.
3 to 5 runs is not easy. Because, again, we talk about a sport where 30% gets you in the Hall of Fame.
Yep. And to score a run, you have to touch 4 bases. Not just, get into the end zone, or let's say shoot the ball in the hoop, or you know what I mean? It's different. It's just you gotta go stations. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely,
for those runs is not easy.
Because you have to put together a combination of hits. The hardest thing about baseball is putting together a combination of hits, or the outfielders having to track the ball.
True.
Imagine having to track the ball off of a bat. That means you have to be able to see it from the time it leaves the barrel of the bat. For you to then be able to say, "Oh, I got to get on my horse. I got to get back here." That's what makes Griffey so different.
Not only see it, you're standing 250 feet away from home plate. 250 feet, and you got to pick up the trajectory where it's going. If it's going like cutting to the left or cutting to the right, you got to know where the X mark is, where the ball's gonna land. Like, you're playing the video games and you run to the X, you're doing it in real life. That's exactly what you're doing. And that's tough. That's hard. Not easy.
And good thing for the coaches out there: get them on, get them over, and get them in. 3 steps to scoring a run. And that's just to scoring 1 run. So we got to make sure we understand, like, this game is not easy. It's got a lot of intricate details. Y'all just got to pay attention to them. Like, one day we should break down signals. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Signals would be exceptionally fun. I think everybody wants to know why we be sitting here like, you know, that's how they be.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that.
Taking the
But-
dirt off their shoulders and everything.
Yeah. But Germpire or umpire, can I say I'm proud of you?
What I do?
I'm proud of you. When we talked about greatest pitching lineups, rotations, and batting lineups, I will give you props for this one thing that you didn't do. And I thought you were going to do. I thought you were going to do it. I thought you were going to mention your Germstros as far as one of the best starting pitching rotations.
I can't do that because when you name the Braves, the Braves beat the Indians. That Indians team, we're gonna be honest, that was one that probably should have had at least one.
Yeah.
Big time. Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Listen,
Remember that.
now listen, I should hate Trav as much as you hate Trav because of that. But you know why? I don't, because the one thing I can't do is I can't hate on players that are great. And when you talk about Greg Maddux, Smoltz, I mean, we talk about shut down.
Kevin Millwood, it doesn't count. Kevin Millwood does not count.
One person, he did it in one game. He was struggling, but when he got back on track and told you what he was going to do and done it, that took us over the hump, and that was David Justice.
Yeah. Yeah.
David Justice called his shot, shot
Yeah.
his shot, and did his shot. We took it back to Fulton County and closed shop.
What happened in '97 though?
It don't matter. We talking about then.
I'm just saying, what happened the year before? Just enlighten me on what happened the year before.
Before we get too deep in the comment, let me tell these guys.
Yeah.
Listen to this Cleveland Indian lineup. It could be an all-star lineup, man. We're talking about Kenny Lofton,
Mhm.
Omar Vizquel,
Mhm.
Carlos Baerga,
Mhm.
Albert Bell,
Mhm.
Eddie Murray, Manny Ramirez,
Mhm.
Jim Thome,
Mhm.
and Sandy Alomar Jr.
Mhm.
Listen to that lineup.
They also had a lineup where they had so check this out. They had also had a lineup in the year that they had Kenny bat leadoff, Omar was in the 2-hole, Roberto was in the 3-hole. Then they had Manny, Thome, and Justice.
Yep.
With Roberto Alomar.
Yep.
Man, I said, but with Sandy Alomar Jr.
Yeah.
Man, I'm looking at these folks like, you can't take a break. You can't take a break.
Nope.
So when the Braves when you shut a lineup like that down,
Yep.
dog, that's different. Like that's not okay.
Nope.
We're not gonna talk about my failures in life. We're not gonna do that. Not today. Not today. Not in here. Not like that. Trav. No, you're not gonna laugh at me today. You're not gonna make me into a fool. Now, with that being said, next week we're gonna do top 5 pitchers. Everybody's gonna have their own list constructed. So everybody's gonna give their list. We're gonna start at number 5 and we're gonna come up to number 1. There are gonna be some guys that are gonna be consensus guys. We're gonna probably debate and discuss those. We're gonna pick 2 consensus guys. This is the task for next week. 2 consensus guys. We can't do more than 2 because we got to argue the 3.
There's gonna be a lot of fighting. Somebody's gonna throw a chair. Somebody's gonna throw a chair.
So I want y'all to know it's gonna get funny and it's gonna get interesting. I want y'all to make sure y'all tune in for this because it's going to be fun and y'all are going to want to see if I show up as the umpire, as the skipper, or am I just coming up and with the ejecto seat button? Like I'm just ejecting folks. I may boot people off the live. You never know. But
let's make it a little more interesting. So not only do we have to pick the top 2, we have to pick the best one of the 2 and rank them 1 and 2. Not just
So the way my schedule set up,
Not just 1 and 2, 1A, 1B. You have to pick a number 1 and you have to pick a number 2 out of your list. And we all have to agree.
Hey, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pick those, and then we're gonna do the 1 and 2 live.
There you go.
Pick the 2 and then 1 and 2 live. And Guru's gonna have the numbers. Wow, man, listen, if y'all want to make sure y'all check this out next week, because this is gonna get very, very argumentative and crazy.
Yes, it
and
is.
I already know who Trav got on his list, and I'm about to tell him that he can throw his list away now.
We already know who he got. We already know who he got 1 and 2.
Nah. You may know 1, but you don't know 2. You don't know 2. I just got money. Y'all don't know 2.
We're gonna see. So with that being said, let's just go final words for everybody. Trav, I know you came on a little late, but what's going on? Final words for everybody.
Hey, you know what, man? This is the scene, man. This is dish, man. Baseball preseason is underway right now. Season finna get started, man. Y'all tune in, man. We're gonna have more talk for y'all, man. This thing is going and it's going real fast and real good, man. We just continue to push out this content, and y'all continue to like, share, and subscribe, man, to the scene.
Guru, final words.
I just want to say I agree with Storms. We know Kershaw is not going to be on this list.
Oh, yes. Well, Tyye Thru. I know Tyye's through. Tyye's through.
I seriously walked off, like just right now. Man, I'm telling you, virtually. But are you done, Jorge? Or was that your final? Were you gonna do a final shot? That's your final word. You gonna do a shot to Kershaw?
I'm just going to leave it at that.
Wow. So respect the champions. Start with that. Kershaw is a champion. Respect that man. He's a Hall of Famer. Respect that man.
Short season.
Deal with it. Final words. Fans, if you decide to attend games, be safe. I know I said that before, but we don't want to go back in the house. So if that involves getting vaccinations and wearing a mask, do your part if you're going to go to these games. I'm excited to repeat. I said it. Dodgers champion, World Series or bust. I'll declare it, even though I don't want to. And lastly, Vic Jr., you're my guy. I love you very much. Who's in my background? Can you let me know?
You know what?
Baseball team. That's all I'm going to say.
I was about to comment, and I said this is a total troll move by Ty because he's messing with Vic. Because I bet you money, Vic don't know who those people are on the background.
Vic ain't got no idea. He's like, what year Indians is that?
Right? If he gonna come on the dish like he did last week, come on the dish and let me know that you watched the movie. That's all I'm asking. Man. Not even the second one. Just watch the first one, please.
Wow, this has become really bad. Like, woo. But that being said, my final thoughts is that the amount of shade in this chat room is incredible. It is incredible. Wow. So with that being said, this is Germ So True, the umpire. This is Ty, Jorge, Trav, Category 5 behind the scenes. Make sure you guys continue to tune in. Make sure y'all tuned in tomorrow because 94 Feet of Life got a trade deadline to catch. And it's going to be some interesting things that's going to be going on. So make sure y'all there for that. But this is us signing out from the dish. We out, y'all.